Greetings, fellow magicians. I have another trick to show you today. First thing I'll do is shuffle, and away we go. Now, I am going to take a card. I'm not sure which one. And yeah, I'll take this one. So that is the predictor card. Now I would hand the deck over to the spectator face up and ask him or her to just start making a pile of cards, and that they can stop at any time. Let's say they stop there. So we'll turn these both face down. Now I ask the spectator to select one of these two piles, and let's say they take this one. And then I take this one, and then I say, we're going to take the top card of this pile and then count that many cards down here. Now in the event of a face card, remember an ace is worth 1, a king is worth 13, queen is 12, and jack is 11. So the spectator then takes this card and puts a face up, which is a 4. So we'll take the number of cards from here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now we'll take the card, the fourth card, and see if it's similar to the predictor card. Now, if I did this right, both cards should have the same value and color. And they do. So here's the secret to the trick. Now it's actually best if you have multiple spectators, because then you can give each of them a job. You can ask one to shuffle the cards, you can ask one to put the cards in the pile, and a third one to choose whichever of the two piles they want. The more control you give to the spectators, the more magical it seems. So I'll just shuffle these, although you can get the spectator to shuffle them for a greater effect. Now, what I do when I turn over the cards to determine what's the predictor card, I make a note of this card, the 8 of clubs, because it's the top card when they're face down. So we have an 8, and so I want to look for the 8th card from the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I have a king of clubs or a black king. That means I want to find the king of spades, because that's the other black king. Now, it's possible that the predictor card you want comes before the found card, in which case you'll probably have to ask the spectator to reshuffle or reshuffle it yourself, because you just don't feel the vibe and you can't predict it, because you can't do the trick if the predictor card's in there. Anywho, so when we're looking for the king of spades, let's just take a look. And here it is. So you take that out of the deck without showing the spectator, and you say that is the predictor card. In which case you'll hand the cards back to the spectator face up and ask them to start putting the cards into a face up pile. So as you're doing this, you're keeping an eye out for the king of clubs, and then once you spot it, then and only then do you tell the spectator that he or she can stop at any time, because that card has to be in this pile. So let's say they stop here. You turn both piles over, and then you ask the spectator to pick one of these piles. Now there are two possible scenarios, obviously. In the performance, I had the spectator pick this pile, in which case they would have it, and I would say to them, okay, so we'll take the top card of your pile, and then whatever value that is, I'll take that many cards off of here, and I explain the value of the face cards. So in which case they took the 8, and then I picked off 8 cards here. The other scenario is if they choose this pile, in which case you give it to them, and you'll say, okay, now for this pile I'm going to take the top card, and whatever value that is, including face values, we'll take off of this pile. So in that case it's an 8, so the spectator then will take 8 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And so this, of course, will make it the chosen card. Now we'll put all these cards aside, and then I'll say, if I predicted correctly, both these cards should have the same value and color. And they do.